Now, I know there's going to be some disgruntled, might be the word, fans for the Dariush fight versus Tony Ferguson. And I think when you look at that fight, we'll go that one first, because to me, it's like, you hear other people in this business, and even Dana goes, he's not going to win any fans fighting like that. It's like, all right, guy, you look at the guy's track record, how many fight of the nights, how many knockouts has he had, how many finishes has he had? Like, that's not in his past history where he does play it safe like that. And this is the biggest fight of his career. He's fighting Tony Ferguson. And I think even Dariush was surprised how easy it was for him to dismantle Tony Ferguson. And I think when you're in there, and I've been in there, where you're like, all right, this is working. If I beat this guy, I'm getting a top 5 guy. There's so much on the line. If I lose, especially with Dariush. I know a lot of people aren't familiar with him, but he's been doing it for a hot fucking second. So for a guy like him to get a Tony Ferguson, who's ranked number 5 in the world, if you beat him, you're in the club. You've been outside the club. You're in the, you're in the line. You're there with all the girls and guys. You're waiting to get in. You see all these famous people passing by, and they call you up. Finally, you get called up. Finally, you have the ability to have access to the elite club, and you have access. And all you got to do is kind of ride this out. And you didn't realize that Tony Ferguson was this easy to take down and control on the ground. And I guess he's gonna go for these submissions on the ground, but you're better. So it's like, all right. His only chance really is what? When you look at that fight, where was Tony going to finish him? Not on the ground. Dariush too versed. He's a better jiu-jitsu practitioner from, as far as technically on the ground. I think Tony's more of a submission threat there, but not with Dariush. His background is jiu-jitsu, kids. He's a no-gi world champion. So, okay. So I think for Dariush, as much as people want to, that one's not going to win any favors, I beg to differ, man. The guy did what he had to do to get into the club. He's in the club. Biggest fight of his life. Obviously, Tony Ferguson. I knew Tony was a fan favorite. I didn't realize he was that big. They were chanting his name like a goddamn Conor McGregor fight. Like, that's not even his hometown. They were chanting his name like it was fucking, like Ireland invaded the MGM Grand and Conor McGregor was fighting. So I think it's definitely going to help Tony out, because obviously they're not going to come after 3 losses. And here's the other thing I can't stand when I hear other people in my business talk about Tony Ferguson. His fundamentals just aren't there. It's finally caught up with him. Where was this same energy when he won fucking 12 in a row, or the hell he was on? Where was that energy? None of you were talking that shit then. Where's that? Do you think maybe Father Time, who's undefeated, caught up to Tony Ferguson? Do you think him only landing 30 fucking punches in the last 3 fights caught up to him? Do you think that the guy finally, Father Time, a guy who's trained the hardest of the hardest out of anyone, you can talk to anyone who's ever trained with Tony Ferguson. I've trained with Tony Ferguson. He is cut from a different cloth. We would get done training. Everyone's exhausted. I'm talking about some of the biggest names that are fighting the UFC. We would be exhausted. And this kid's running laps. He's doing drills. He's going on the bag. And he goes, you guys are done? We're like, yeah, we're fucking done. Are you out of your mind? Yeah, he is. He is. But he trained so hard. He's pedal to the metal. He's fucking driving in 6th gear for how many years now? He won that long streak. And it's such a shame that he never became world champion. It's such a shame that him and Khabib never fought. We never figured out who's the best 155 on the planet. Because for a minute there, we didn't know. And now everybody's like, oh, it's fundamentals. Oh, man, he needs to figure this out. Where was this same energy during that run? You guys weren't saying shit. All you guys were hanging off his nuts, man. And then now the guy's on a 3-fight losing streak, and it's all, well, his fundamentals aren't there. Yeah, it's Tony Ferguson, man. He's never done that, and he's not going to. I just think Father Time, he's ran it so hard. Father Time, like he catches up with everybody, has caught up with Tony, and he's in the toughest division in the world. There's no other division in any other organization that can fucking sniff the jock straps of the lightweight division in the UFC. Not even close. Anyone who says otherwise is getting paid from that organization. You're full of shit. So Tony's fighting the toughest of the toughest in the toughest division, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he was very, very successful. And then Father Time goes, man, with your style, man, you're going to lose a step. And when you lose a step with that style, you're going to get beat the fuck up, man. And by beat up, I mean you're not going to win a round. That's how this goes. You're not going to win a round at the upper echelon. So what do you do with Tony? Fan favorite, lost 3 in a row, clearly not going to fight for world title. That ship has sailed. So what do you do with him? This is what I would do with them. No matter what, I'll caveat this, but no matter what happens, Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson should fight at 55. You look at, they're the same guy. They're basically the same guy. One's from Stockton, one's from Orange County. They're the same guy. Nate Diaz has that straight up warrior spirit, that freaking fan base that won't quit. And then you got Tony Ferguson, the exact same. They're both at the tail end of their career. It would be a huge fight. They could be the main event of a pay-per-view. That both have cardio for days. You could sell that any day of the week, no matter what happens with Nate Diaz, Leon Edwards in 3 weeks, some shit like that.
Something like that.
Makes sense to me. Big name, big name. 2 legends of the sport going at it would be a great fight. And that fight sells itself. If Nate were to lose to Leon Edwards, that's even an easier fight to make. Way easier fight to make. Now, if he wins it, you're talking, it's Nate Diaz, so he's probably going to get a title shot. But if you were to lose that fight, and if Vegas is right, which I don't agree with Vegas, we'll get into that the week of the fight. So if Vegas is right and Leon Edwards was able to win that fight, dude, you're both coming off losses. You're both huge names with this diehard fan base. Tony's not even talking about retiring. The caveat to that is, what's Tony's leg like? How's that ankle? What's that ankle do, baby? That ankle got fucking pop. And here's the other thing about Dariush. People, that's not that exciting of a fight. I didn't find it. I thought it was pretty dope. I thought it was, I didn't mind it, man. Dominating a legend and Tony Ferguson on the ground like that, not giving him any, an inch for the submissions, and then also get him in that fucking heel hook, popping his knee, and then once it's popped, you got a guy there. Now, if you wanted to go for the entertainment points, because he kept it on the feet, because Tony can't really punch, can't gain any leverage, can't gain any power, because he has nothing to push off of, because you blew out his leg. You blew out his leg. So I don't know what kind of surgery is going to happen there. Then remember, that's also the same leg that Tony had to have reconstructive knee surgery on, and he wasn't able to fight Khabib. That's the same leg. So there's some layoff there. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. But it's not good. It's not good. So here's the problem. What do you do with Dariush? Not a problem. It's a good problem to have if you're a UFC matchmaker. But at 55, what would you do with Dariush? What do you do with him? He's going to jump. He's going to jump our boy Hooker. So you're probably going to have him at 5. So you have Conor at 6. I think a Dos Anjos fight would make the most sense. Even though, they told him top 5. Let's say Dana sticks his word and goes, he's going to top 5 guy next. Well, he's going to be ranked 5th. So you have Chandler coming off a loss. I think Chandler gets Gaethje. You have Charles Oliveira as the champ. You have Justin Gaethje. Dustin Poirier's matched up with Conor McGregor. So the only formidable opponent there that would be free to dance with him would be Justin Gaethje. But I have a feeling Justin Gaethje, we haven't seen him in the news. He hasn't been doing much because he's just waiting. And I think what should happen next would be Chandler versus Gaethje.
Yeah.
You could do Chandler versus Dariush. It's a bit of a fall for Chandler there. You could do Chandler Dariush. I don't think they're going to award him that. I think you get Chandler versus Gaethje. Winner of that's going to fight for the title.